to just let the body just move around a little bit, just so we can feel it. So just let a little bit of jiggle. We're all going to look a little bit different. What does that mean when you just move around a little bit? Just let your body wake up. Got this feeling too for me, my body's saying, oh, come up onto your toes. And if you just let your heels kind of drop into the ground, it sends a reverberation up into the body. So you do what feels good for you. There's no kind of right or wrong here. So I just want you to give a little movement, and it might even be some swinging twists, just to feel, let's wake up a little bit. Start with a few shoulder rolls. So once you come in to find your feet parallel, let's just draw the shoulders up and feel them squeeze towards the ears. Let's roll them back and then exhale, let them go. Maybe your knees soften. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, squeeze, roll them back, exhale. Good. So you might have a breath that goes in the nose, out the mouth. Ah. You might do a pursed lip breath out the mouth. Good, let's reverse the direction. So you're going to go inhale up towards your ears, and the opposite direction. If you're following me, you're going forward. But if you're doing something different, that's totally fine. Ah, ah. Good. And then just let the shoulders come up. Feel a little squeeze. Hold them there. A little compression. And then as you exhale out the mouth, just let them go. Let's do that a couple times. Little tension, compression, and then release. One or two more. Good. And then feel after that little movement. Does your body have a little bit of energy, or does it want to like move again just to dissipate or release? So sometimes when our body soars, you can feel that there's a little bit of unsettling that needs to come out. And then I want you to be aware that you find your feet around hip width apart, little soft knees, so little bend. Hey, and gaze, I'd like you to soften it if you can. Some of you may feel comfortable to close the eyes, whatever you feel. Hands can come onto the belly if you want. They can stay off to the side. If they stay off to the side, palms forward. If not, bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart is another option. So we're all going to find a way that helps us just land and feel our body. We might feel a little movement, a little sway, but each toe is pressing and reaching softly towards the floor. The heel, the knees are gentle. Just as you come in and feel your body and you notice your breath, whether it's in the nose and out the mouth, maybe a little pursed lip breath, pursing the lips, blowing it out, extending the exhale. As you do that pursed lip breath, focusing on the transverse abdominis, which we do, you feel this wrapping around. And I want you to feel as if you're pulling both sides of the body into your center line. So I've also been thinking about my hip bones, kind of reaching in towards my navel. And then you can breathe a little bit more into the side ribs. Good. And just take note, what's accompanying you into your practice, the felt sense of body, the rhythm of your breath, not needing to change it, just a soft, compassionate observation. And this gives us a baseline of what's arriving with us into our practice so we can see how we shift and evolve through the practice. Good. And then just let the hands release if they were on body. So open your eyes a little bit. And we're just going to do a little bit of footwork. So I just want you to bring one heel up. Doesn't matter what it is. Just feel that release through the toes. Drop it down. Inhale, bring the other heel up. Good. Exhale, drop it down. Just do that a couple times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay, do one more time each foot. Good. Now decide which foot wants to be anchored and which foot is going to come up into that position. Find the exhale. Okay, feel a little bit of wrapping. And we're going to see as you press down your foot that's into the floor, see if you can lift that other foot by pulling up through the body. So good. See if there's a little movement here. Yeah, you've got it. Take your time, Janice, no rush. And then you're going to foot roll. Ah, releasing the sole of the foot here. So I was looking at the transition to the full moon this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that, right? It's coming up. It's like a couple days away. And we're having an eclipse or something around the full moon, like there's a lunar eclipse. So make sure you take a look at it if we have clear skies, because it should be quite orange. Yeah. But being in that awareness when we have a full moon coming, sometimes there's a little bit of an awareness that we move outside of our body. So we're just starting with grounding, honoring the body as we roll through the feet. So roll through toes and heels, outer heel, outer side of the foot. You can turn your foot up on the dowel. You can roll inward. Good. Soft knee. Exhale, feel that wrapping. Sometimes a pursed lip breath might come in. If you want to find a spot that maybe feels like it has a little bit more holding, you might even press down on it. We do what is called a compression. We exhale, press down, and then you might hold and release off. Inhale. Okay, sometimes with that compression, you might hold it and you might even do what we call a pin and spin. So what that does is it finds that location where the fascia is a little bit more dehydrated. Ah, and we start to ease it off, rehydrate it. Good. Now check in with your fingers. Sometimes we notice hands really tight, right? We didn't do as much foot rolling over this over August as we could. I know. I noticed I was like every like 3 days, my body was like, "You need to foot roll," and I said, "Yes, I do." Is the foot rolling? Yeah, I know, right? So see, do your toes want to wrap around the ball or the dowel? You can even step both feet on it if you have the dowel, just to see how does one foot differ from the other foot? So you've rolled one foot and you haven't the other. So this is going to give you a really good awareness because we did that baseline check at the beginning. What's happening? And because we're interconnected through our fascial web, we might even feel as we step off the right side feeling a little bit looser compared to the left. Well, that for me, I started on my right foot. So if you started left foot, you might feel left side. Okay, so let's try other foot. So just take a moment to anchor the foot that you have in. Lift up the heel. Take a moment to exhale. Feel that wrapping. So it might be an SH breath. It might be a pursed lip breath. I like to lift my pubic bone up, lift the lower belly as I pull in. As you press down, there's an opposite force of lifting up. So you've got to press down and then you've got to pull up. And that's what helps to lift the foot. There you go. Feel that inner left heel, Janice. There you go. Inner left heel. I know, right? Yeah, inner left heel. Inner left heel. Think out the top of your head. You got it. It'll come. That was really like you were almost there. Could you feel it? That's exciting. I know that's exciting, but actually not. Like there was like one little like click that you're gonna just feel and it will come. So we're rolling out the other foot. Ah. You notice where you're being directed to because each side of our body is really different. So we might be directed to the inner arch, the outer edge of the foot, a little bit of pressing and compression, or you're just doing what is called a combing action. So that's moving from the toes to the heel, just kind of combing the fascia. Yeah, good. Remember, you can do that little bit of compression and ease off. So the compression would come, exhalation, pressing into the foot, into the ball or the dowel, and then easing off. You can do a little twist. Ah. Sometimes, if you haven't pumped the ball in the heel, for those of you online that have the ball, and if you're in studio and we have the dowel, you can also stand with the heels on the dowel. You can feel the heel bone, and that's going to connect us through our muscles and our fascia right into the bottom of our pelvis. We call that our sit bones. And then that will travel all the way up through your back to your ears and out your ears as they lift up. Good. Just see, maybe your first foot's calling you back to do a little bit of foot rolling. See what needs to be completed, what needs to come in, just to finish off foot rolling. And you'll sense when that's complete, and you can just move your dowel a little bit more off to the side. Good. We're going to do a little lateral stretch, moving the spine in all directions. So you choose which arm wants to come up. Now watch that the pelvis doesn't anterior tilt too much and the rib cage doesn't kind of move forward. So keep the ribs kind of gathering down and in. We're going to reach that right arm up. So you can touch the shoulder. You can also grab hold of the wrist and gently tug the arm over to the left. Press root through the feet. And then inhale, reach the other arm out. Maybe you tug. Feel the feet root into the floor, all the toes. And you might even feel, oh, that felt really good. I'm going to do another tugging again. You might feel, I just want to windmill the arms and be a little bit more fluid in the fascial flow. My body's wanting the fluid today. And let's reach the arms up, gather energy up. Palms touching as you exhale. I'm just going to turn to the side. You're going to shift the weight back into your heels. Let the pelvis go back and then up. And we're just going to come down. Try to go into a right angle first. So the torso in line with the pelvis, the head, arms dangling. Exhale, feel that SH breath or pursed lip breath. And then just let the fingers relax, wiggle them, and let the arms circle and swing in air. You're just going to release all the way up through the arms, through the shoulders, the back. Now, I want you to be a little bit, I'm going to turn to face the camera. Allow a little bit of creativity. So my arms want to come up a little bit more and feel the wings spreading through the arms. If you want to go down deeper and bend the knees a little bit and go into your full forward fold and let the head go, as long as your blood pressure is feeling okay with that today. And also bend the knees and have the forearms on the thigh if you need a little support. There you go. Really let this be your own. So the one thing that the fascia really loves is when we experiment with really listening to the body and allowing the body to guide us. And we allow space for a little bit of movement that is our own. We stay down there for as long as you want. When you want to come up, just bend the knees, root through the feet. Take an inhalation, let the body rise up slowly. Some of you may reach the arms up, some of you may not. You take a moment to come back and see, do I want a few swinging twists? Do I want a little bit of shaking? Do I want a little bit of movement? Okay, so we're going to widen our feet now. So you might turn on your mat so you can see me. You're going to be anywhere from 3 to 4 feet apart. Good. And you're going to angle the toes out a little bit. Want to do a little bit of hip awareness. So as you come down, we're going to try to keep the pelvis so that the buttocks isn't sticking out. So it's releasing down. And we can feel if we were to draw a plumb line through our body, our head, our torso, our pelvis is all in one line. And then we're just going to push from side to side through the feet and just let the body flow. And now see, do the arms want to do a little bit of movement? I'm going to suggest a couple things as we move through and become a little bit more static. But at the start, I just want you to feel a little bit more of an inspiration. Feel the toes. Okay, so the whole thing when we're around a full moon is to find flow. And fascia loves flow. Okay, so we're going to bring the hands down as we bend the knees and touch the palm of the hands. You can just do the fingers. Yeah, there you go. Root all the toes. And then you're going to come up with the arms. I want you to try to feel the back of the hands touching. And then as you come down with the arms, stand up. Exhale. Good. Now, as you inhale, I want you to float the arms up, bend the knee. Good. Exhale. Push the floor away. Stand up. Good. A couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do a purse lip breath when we stand up. So inhale through nose, arms come up. Yeah, exhale, push down through purse lip breath. Good, let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale, push down. So if you have like a ball underneath your hands and you're pushing the hand down into the ball, you're pushing the feet into the floor. One more time. Good, then you're going to angle the heels out. You want to release the back of the legs. So you're going to bend the knees. You're going to exhale, let the pelvis come forward. So you're just going to go into a right angle to start. Now we're just going to let the arms dangle here. We're going to bring, some of you can touch the floor. So if you can do a soft tented fingers. If not, your right hand is going to touch your left leg. Then you're going to exhale. You're going to turn to the left, spiraling. See if your left arm wants to reach up, the palm facing the way that you're looking. If not, the back of the hand on your lower back. Then we're going to bring that left arm down, pass through center, Left hand to right leg. Exhale, turn to the right. Right arm comes up, reaches towards the sky or the back of the hand on the lower back. You're going to float. Keep your weight in your toes as well. Inhale through center. Slow twisting. Yeah, you got it. Slow with your breath. Doing a little fascia flow. So you'll know when this feels complete. We're just releasing the whole torso, the hips. You can pause. Some of you can touch the ground. You can release into a wide angle. You might hold the feet or the ankles. You might let the elbows go out to the side. Some of you might hold right hand, left elbow, left hand, right. Hmm. Will the knees soften a tiny bit? Ah, you got it. Remember, always listening. So some of you can feel your body's asking for a little bit more movement. You do it. You listen to what your body's asking for today. Okay, that's the fascia speaking to you. So as you bend your knees when you're ready to come up, if you need a little bit more support, hand can be on the top of the thighs as you root down through the feet. Find the inhalation. Good. Heel toe the feet together. Good. Shake it out. Hey, we're gonna, it does feel good, right? Just to kind of get the body moving a little bit, right? So let's come and find a short end of our mat. So one end that you're going to identify, this is the top of my mat. We're going to flow to the floor now. We're going to do a little bit of hip release. So hands at heart, settle, check in with your feet, your breath. Feel your body as it feels right now from when you first arrived. So we did a little baseline check when we first arrived. So now you can notice, what's changed? How did that little flow work for you? Good. We're going to exhale. We're going to release the arms down. Now we're going to do a couple arm movements where we're going to reach up. Before we fold forward, I want you just to exhale, draw a line down in front of your body as you bring the arms down. We're going to do that again. Inhale, sweep up, reach up, gather some energy up. Exhale, receive it into your body. Now, this time we're going to inhale, gather up what you need. And as you exhale, I want you to let go of what's no longer needed. First slip breath. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, gather up what you need. Exhale, purslet breath. Let go of what you don't. Inhale as the arms reach up. Exhale, taking it into a forward fold. Exhale. So you shift the weight back onto the heels to come forward, but then you find the toes once you're in the pose. You feel your inner heel, your outer heel, all the toes. You're going to generously bend your knees to get your hands onto the mat. They are going to be the width of the mat. So your pinky should be just touching the outer edge of the mat. And you're going to take a big step back, right foot, left foot. We're in this inverted V. So you're pushing the floor away as you lengthen and reach your torso and your hips back. And then you're going to walk through the legs. So one knee's going to bend, one heel's going to lift. The other heel's going to reach towards the floor, and you're going to breathe there. You're going to bring in that purslet breath, that SH breath as you shift. The other knee bends, the other heel lifts, the other heel foot reaching towards the floor. And you're just going to pedal this out. Just as we did in standing at the very start, but now you're in an inverted V. Oh. At any time, you stay here for as long as you want. You're going to come down into child's pose. So that's going to be hands and knees. Or if that doesn't feel good, you can shift your hips to the side and sit down on your hip. But if you feel okay, hands and knees, widen the knees. And then just let your hips start to drop back. And you might just go part way, depending on your knees. You might feel the hips soften a little bit more. Maybe you have to stack the hands to support the forehead if it doesn't touch the ground. I just want you to settle. Just want you to settle onto the floor. So I want you to feel your right shin, ankle, foot. Let it become heavy through the top of the foot. And then feel your left shin, heavy, ankle, top of the foot. Now, a little bit deeper lateral stretch if you choose. The head can be floating. So you're going to release the arms if they're supporting the head and just walk the arms over to the side. So I'm showing it with the head floating, but the gaze is still down towards the floor. So if you brought your arms to the left, you're breathing through right side. When it feels right, pass through center. Inhale, exhale to the other side. We're going to come back to center. We're going to come up. If it doesn't feel good to be on hands and knees, you can also do the seated. I'm going to show hands and knees variation first. We're going to do a little fascia flow. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Good. Now we're going to exhale. You're going to sink your hips back a little bit, round the back up. And then as you inhale, you're going to let your sit bones reach up. Let your spine come in a little bit of an extension, come a little bit forward. So as you exhale and you round, let the back body blossom up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, let the front body release towards the floor, a little arch, squeeze the shoulder blades. And just go back and forth. Just doing a little mini wave. This is from the series, but just doing a little mini version. Now we're going to circle. So as you come and you find center, you can bend the elbows a little bit, and now you're going to circle around. So you're going to use your spine like it's a jumping rope. You're going to bring it to one side, exhale, round it all the way up, and then inhale, circle it down. Exhale, push the spine up towards the ceiling as it draws a circle upward, and then release the spine towards the floor as it draws a circle downward. Go one direction. So we're just circling inside the body. We're creating some fluidity today as the moon is connected to water, to emotions, to fluidity. Go the other direction when you're ready, circling up and around. So spinal waves are always part of the series. Just getting into the element of earth and water today. And then you pause, and then I just want you to sink back and just find some stillness for a moment. Supporting the head, or let forehead touch the ground. Just find the breath. Maybe the knees and the thighs part, and you can feel the belly between thighs. And as you exhale, belly deflates, and the shins and the top of the ankles and the feet drop into the earth, forehead into the hands of the mat. Feel your whole body. Feel your whole body. Feel your whole body. You're going to come up. We're going to sink over to the side with our hips. Yeah, you got it. We're going to roll back, touch the ground. Ah, yeah, that feels really good, right? Find earth. Now notice, does the body just want to be still? Do your feet want to be hip width apart or wider? And just exhale, wiper the legs to one side, inhale to center, exhale to the other. It doesn't have to be a very big movement. Bring the arms up. Maybe you basket the arms as well, one hand holding each elbow. You can bring the legs and the arms to one side. The same, inhale to center, or you can do opposite. Legs go one way, arms go the other. Just keep doing that SH breath or that pursed lip breath. Every time you exhale into your twist, you're only going maybe about 40, 50, 60% in your twist. Beautiful. Just going to flow here for a little bit. Just let the body regain hydration. Yeah, good. Go at your rhythm. So sometimes you come into center and you just pause. You align the feet. Some of us need a little bit more space in between our feet. Maybe it's wider than hip width. So judge, do I need more space? Good. Feel, when is this needing to pause? So some of you might feel, oh, I want to go a little bit longer. Some of you might feel complete. Once you're complete, just draw one leg into the chest, the other leg into the chest. Hold the shins or the back of the thighs, and just let your lower back release into the floor as you rock a little bit, left to right. Do a pursed lip breath, exhaling out the mouth. Feel the body drop into earth. Good. So the first part of class, we've done a lot of flow. We've nourished through fluidity. Now you're going to pause and just feel your feet drop to the floor, knees bent. Hands can be on belly, arms can be out to the side. Just going to settle for a moment, do a little check-in. Feel heavy. Notice the body expanding on inhale and settling as it gathers in, becomes heavy on exhale. We do multiple check-ins throughout this class to see from our baseline that we started with when we first arrived, to each time we check in, what's shifting, what's evolving. And you're going to take a little bit of height underneath the pelvis. So some of you might take a chip foam block. Some of you might take a softer bolster. Also, a little bit, it's a movable surface, but also going to stay in with the fluidity. Some of you might even take the inflated slow-mo ball. Hey, remember, if you put something underneath and it doesn't feel good, just always let it go. But if you have the chip foam block or the bolster, you're just going to exhale and find yourself a little bit more kind of grounded in it. And those of you that have taken the inflated slow-mo ball, you're just going to exhale, find some weight, and some of you might rock a little bit here. If you've got the block or the bolster underneath, you can do some pelvic tilts. So as you exhale, your sit bone and your tailbone reach up towards the ceiling, lower back presses into the floor. You can also do this on the slow-mo ball. Inhale, pelvis, sit bones, tailbone reach towards the floor, lower back arches away from the floor. Exhale, reaching sit bones, tailbone up, lower back releases towards the floor. Inhale, pubic bones, sit bones reach down, lower back goes into a little arch. And then just let any movement come in. Good. As we go into the tapping series, which we're enlivening our mechanoreceptors, so they're involved with helping us feel a little bit more aware and proprioceptively anchored in body, which is really helpful because the more we're anchored in body, the less pain we feel. So this is really important fascia research. So if at any time this movable ball becomes too unstable, you switch it out. You might just go on the floor. You might put a chip foam block underneath, but you're going to lift one leg up. You choose. So the thigh and the knee, whenever we lift up, we always bend the knee, we exhale, we draw the leg up, you use a pursed lip breath or an SH breath, you extend the shin and the foot. Now you're going to take your dowel and you're going to do some gentle tapping through the shin. So we avoid ankle bone, we avoid shin bone, and we're not tapping directly on the knee. So we're tapping on the outside, the back of the calf, the inside. Good. You can also take the dowel and start to put a little bit of pressure. So we do this at the ankle, and then you just slide that dowel along the skin. So it's better skin to skin. Or if you have clothing that's a little snug towards your body, it slides over that really easily. So you can do what is called a little combing. So what you're doing is you're increasing hydration and you're nourishing your nervous system. So you can do it back of the calf. We're working with our lymphatic system as well. So because the fascia is the mediator between all of our systems, the more that our fascia is healthy, the more we're going to feel well-being in our body. So you're going to go both sides. Yeah. You do both legs, lower leg, then we're going to move to upper leg. Feel your breath is always present anytime you need to exhale. Let it out the mouth, let out a sigh. And you're going to come through the leg, go into the hamstring. You can keep one foot on the floor for stability. You can tap through here. I want to bring a little awareness here that when you roll to the side, you can also tap through the hip. You can also bring one leg up and go into a figure four. Okay, so that's your ankle of the leg that's up onto the opposite thigh. Okay, you can tap through inner leg. You can draw the leg up. I like to sneak, I'll do it with this leg. I like to sneak my dowel through and put it behind the thigh, and you can hold the leg. Nice hip release. You can do a little bit of sway here. You can be in stillness. You can extend the shin and the foot up and down. Okay, inhale. Exhale. So this is called a pin and a twist, especially if you're using the dowel and you're pushing it into the back of the thigh, which is the hamstring, right? So that's doing a pin, and it's called a pin in the stretch. So then you extend the leg up and down. You don't have to go into full extension. What that's doing is helping to nourish the hamstring and the whole back line of the body. So you're going to feel a change through your back, through your calf, through your back of your knee, all the way up into your shoulder blades. So you can move it down. You can even release that leg and just do it with the leg. So I've been kind of playing with a few new releases. And make sure you do both legs. Yeah, I'm just holding my hamstring, but you tap and you do, like, this sequence is so personal. I give you suggestions, but you might find something in your body in that moment is just singing and it's guiding you. Because our fascia is our richest sensory organ, it's speaking to you. It's sensing your environment and what it needs, and it's letting you know. Oh. So you let go of the tapping in the legs and the hips whenever it feels right. And you can put your dowel down for the moment. You can place your hands on your abdomen. If you're not done, stay there. But if you want to continue on, you can just feel your hands on your belly. This is the time of our digestive system that when our nervous system is regulated, it's actually in a release phase. So you can just have your hands. I'm doing a little sweeping down through mine. You can do a circular clockwise motion. You can tap the abdomen to nourish all of the internal organs which are wrapped in fascia. And then you can move that tapping into your rib cage. So right hand would tap the the left rib cage, and the left hand would tap the right rib cage. And then you can tap both rib cage with the hands. You can come up and tap through the sternum. This is our thymus gland. So we want to bring in, if you choose, a little bee breath. So it's a humming breath. Inhale, touch the lips, hum. Mm. This breath regulates your nervous system. It connects to our vagus nerve. It also helps to release fascia stiffness. Mm. Ah. You can use your hand. You can use the dowel. If you reach one arm up, fingers towards the ceiling, you can tap down through the forearm. Underside, backside, you can do a little combing. And I know, Carolyn, you've had that tennis elbow. So this one might feel really good if you grab your dowel and you even do a little combing, yeah, through it, right? Nice. Perfect. That was weak. Yeah. And that stabilizes your shoulder blade, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Ah. Okay, so take a moment here. We're going to roll over to the side is one option to get up. Press the hand into the floor. Another option is you can do a little drawing the legs towards you and see if you can pull yourself up through your core. Yeah, a little fun, right? Okay, so you're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Try to find your pelvis touching. We're just going to release hips as we tap through the chest. Good, yes. You can slide the bolster too under the legs if you need to for a little bit of support. You can also sit closer to a wall. But the more, once I kind of slide, if you kind of feel your sit bones, there it is. You can kind of do like it's almost like you're going to walk your pelvis back, back, back. Yeah. Then you feel a little bit taller. There it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so chest. And here, you can turn your head away from the side you're tapping or towards. You can even reach the hand to the floor. I like to go away from what I'm tapping and go towards and away, just as a little release. I do both sides. Okay, then I want you to exhale. I want you to bring the pelvis forward a little bit. Let the back round, and then I want you to tap on the shoulder blades. So you're not tapping directly on the spine, you're tapping to the left or the right of the spine. So upper shoulders, shoulder blades, okay, also lower back. You can tap right down onto the sacrum, so the back of the pelvis if you want. Oh, good. Let that tapping be there for as long as it wants to. And then you have a choice once you stop. If you want to release outer hips, you have the feet a little bit farther away in a diamond shape. If you want to release inner thighs, okay, you have the feet closer to the pelvis. And then I just want you to stay in a little bit of a hang here. So find out what feels comfortable. You might even have the elbows and you support the forehead. You let the head dangle. You might even feel, oh, my arms want to go behind me, palms up. You can even feel elbows on the bolster. Breathe here. Might have a little rock or shimmy or sway. Now I want you to breathe in revitalization. Let go of what isn't needed. Breathe in revitalization. Let go of what isn't needed. One or two more times. Breathe in revitalization. Let go of what's no longer needed. See, does that want to come in a couple more times? Yeah, good. Hey, check in with yourself. How are you doing? Are you ready to come out? Do you want to hover here for a few more rounds? Let the pelvis lift up first and let the spine follow. Lengthen the legs, release the bolster. Good. You're going to lie back down. I want you to have your strap close by. We're going to do a little flow with the strap from the series. You might also feel, I've got my dowel behind me. I was wondering why that floor felt so hard. If you need, if the head does not feel comfortable on the floor, you can have a folded blanket if you're at home or a chip foam block behind the head in this series. Oh. Now just find earth, let the body come into stillness or a little bit of flow. Let the breath exhale out the mouth. We're going to do a little rumble horse lip breath now. And this shows you how tight your mouth is, connected all the way down through our central dural tube to our pelvic floor. So when you inhale, you're going to try to relax your lips, and then you're going to blow the breath out the mouth and let your lips rumble. So it takes a few times. You're going to notice, do I hold a lot in my jaw? Less effort actually helps. Beautiful. Let that stay for as long as you want, then find some stillness. Now just let your body be here. Let the stillness dissipate. Sorry, let the movement dissipate so you're in stillness now. And just do a little check-in. Feel body, feel earth, feel breath. Notice your senses. The eyes are closed. Feel the soft touch of the eyelid. Relax your jaw. Feel the space in your mouth. The sounds we hear outside of the studio, within the studio. If you're at home, notice your internal space that you're practicing in. And I want you to go now all the way inside your body. Feel inside your body. You might even hear the sound of your breath. Just simply being. We're going to go into the flow with our strap for our legs. So you're going to slowly open your eyes, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. You're going to grab your strap. It's just nice and open. There you go. And you're going to grab and bring left leg. We're going to start left side. And you're going to put the strap around just the base of the toes. So you're going to feel the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound. And then you're going to slide your hands down the strap so your elbows and your triceps touch the floor. Elbows on the floor all the way. There you go. Now you're going to feel right foot pressing into the floor. Now be aware of your toes and your heel. Exhale, let the left knee bend. Allow both sides of your hip and your pelvis to be heavy. Relax your shoulders. Do an SH breath, feel the wrapping or purse lip. Do that one more time. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now on the next exhale, you're going to lower the left leg down. It does not touch the floor, it hovers. Inhale as you hover above the floor. Then you're going to exhale. You can also bring in that pursed lip breath and you're going to lift up from gathering in your transverse abdominis. Okay, so the exhale is a lower. Inhale, hover. Exhale, gather that transverse to float the leg back up. Good. We're going to do that a couple more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, float the leg off the floor. Exhale, draw that leg back up. Gather in. One last time. Exhale, lower the leg. Good. Inhale, hover. Exhale, float the leg up. Good. Now you're going to bring right leg up. We're going to widen the strap. We're going to go into happy baby. Okay, so nice and wide with the feet. Bend the knees. Now you're just going to rock from left to right. If you want to go deeper, you can always grab hold of the ankles, grab hold of the feet. I just want to do a little hip fluidity here. Feels so good. Keeping in that fascia flow. I'm going to be doing more of the fascia flow this fall. And as we pull down on the strap, the feet are going to slide together. Then you're going to sneak left foot out. It's going to come down to the ground. Elbows are going to drop to the floor. Widen your collarbones, relax your shoulders. Exhale, let the right knee bend a little bit. Okay, so now you're going to inhale. As you exhale out the mouth, gather in the core. You can use that pursed lip breath. You can use the SH breath. You can just do it with the exhale through the nose. Inhale, hover. Exhale, core lifts and floats the leg back up. Yeah, you got it. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, hover, both hips very heavy, equally. Exhale, leg comes up. Inhale as you're here, feel the stretch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hover. Exhale, float up. Good. Two more times, your rhythm now. Okay, you know it. Exhale. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, float up. Yeah, you got it. One last time. Make sure that you're pushing gently your foot into the strap. Big toe is leaning up into the strap as much as your pinky toe. Good, yes. Now, pause here. Bring the left foot up one more time into that nice baby pose. Releasing hips, finding our fascia flow. Excellent. Pull the strap down, feet slide together. Release one foot, the other foot, release the strap out to the side. Good. Let's do a full extension now. So release the legs down, release the arms up overhead. Do a reach up through the arms and down through the legs in opposition. And exhale, let go. Drop into the floor. Good. A couple more times. Reach up through the arms, down through the legs. Inhale, exhale, you let it go when you're ready. One more time. Inhale, reach in opposition. You let it go. And you let your arms come down where they feel comfortable. Just going to take a pause. Notice if the lower back is feeling a little pull, and you just bend the knees, put the feet on the floor. So my lower back was feeling that, and just asking me to bend the knees and have the feet on the floor, but you keep your legs straight if it feels okay. Okay, well, I want to end with nourishing the torso. So we're going to go into now a little opening of the chest and the back. So you can stay here lying in on the back with the knees bent, feet on the floor. You can put an inflated ball in between the legs, and this is where you can be. If you feel that you want to build a little bit of a heart bed, I'm going to show you how to do that. Everybody in the studio has the capacity to do that. You can take your 4-inch block, place it on the mat. You can take your bolster and put it on an angle. So I'm going to shift your bolster because that one is a little bit soft. And so this one is better for building that heart bed up. Yeah. And then you're going to notice. So we can have our chip foam block quite close, and you're going to sit up on the floor and just in front of the bolster. And the chip foam block is nice and close. And as your chin goes towards the chest, you can roll down. Now, some of us feel this movement through the lower back is too much. So you can press into your feet and lift the hips up and put that chip foam block underneath your hips. And it minimizes the extension of your lower back. Okay, so you can have something in between the thighs. I always like the inflated ball. Good. Okay, so I want you to keep gently squeezing that ball or a block in between the legs. Now, arms are out to the side, palms up. So if you have props in the way, move it out of the way so you can really allow your body to express. Yeah, you got it. Palms up if you can. Take an exhale out the mouth, a sigh. Two more. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth, sigh. One more time. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth, sigh. Oh, beautiful. Now just simply be here. Let your breath breathe you as you just pause and be a witness to body, to breath. All of this flow and breathing that we've done has nourished our mind and our nervous system to feel more whole and regulated. And we're building resilience as we work with the fascial system. Such an important gift to self. When we become stressed or we become a little bit more hyper aroused, it takes a couple days for it to appear, but it actually appears in the fascia, not in the muscles. So when we're going through periods of stress, hey, or we feel anxious, or even if we feel depressed, it's actually the fascia that we need to nourish rather than the muscles. We're going to bring arms up. So fingers are going to point towards the ceiling. And you're going to have just the pads of the fingers touching. So thumb, index, middle ring, pinky. Lean the pads of the fingers a little bit into each other as you let the elbows bend, just to soften the shoulders. Okay, now you're going to allow the forearms and the hands to fold down so that they're parallel to the body. So if you need to, you can just look at me briefly or turn to your left or right if you have someone next to you. And then as you press the feet into the floor and you gently squeeze that ball, you're going to exhale. You're going to extend your arms overhead so they become into an extension. Palms of the hands will touch. And then as you inhale, you're going to bend your elbows. Palms of the hands will open. Hands will slide back over the heart. So as you exhale, you're going to reach the arms up to go overhead, reaching towards the wall behind you, palms touch. And then as you inhale, palms separate, elbows bend, they go over the heart again. So as you exhale, extending, reaching towards the wall, and then coming back as you exhale, bend. Yeah, you've got it. This is a beautiful release. We're going to do the arms series here. So we've been filtering in postures from the series. And this one is really good for the rib cage. To release the lungs, the diaphragm. It releases the psoas muscle, which connects your lower back to your pelvis, to your legs. And we want to feel that fluidity. So it's a slide and glide. Yeah, the next time you come back to your heart, we're going to move into the next one. So we're going to have the palms gently apart, just the pads of the fingers and the thumbs touching as the fingers point towards the ceiling, little bend of the elbow. We're going to be aware of our feet, squeeze the ball ever so gently so we can feel our core activate as the arms come down, topping towards the legs. Arms come up, point towards the ceiling, and then we're going to go overhead. Try not to let your back ribs come away from the bolster or the floor. Okay, arms come back up. Each time you exhale towards the legs, inhale, fingers, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, overhead, squeeze the ball. Inhale as the arms come up and exhale towards legs. Okay, so each time you're moving the arms towards the legs or overhead is the exhalation. When you go overhead, lean the pinkies, pads of the pinkies a little bit more into each other. That'll activate in through your lats and your lower trapezius muscle. Good. You're going to do a couple more. And then when you're ready, you're going to, as you chop the arms down towards the floor, just let the hands release. Let the back of the hands come onto the floor. Pause. Feel the chest widen. We have our last two movements before we pause into our final resting pose, which are our owl wing version. And the wings of our arms, this movement starts from the shoulder blades in your back body, and it goes through your shoulder, the ball and socket, down through your upper arm, your elbow, your lower arm, your wrist, your hand, out your fingers. So I want you to feel that this movement is originating from your heart and your shoulder blades. Okay, so we're going to bring arms up, fingers pointing to the ceiling. We're going to bring the palms to face our legs. When you look up, you see the back of your hands. Then we're very gently going to touch the pad of the index and the pad of the thumb. This mudra is called Jnana mudra. It's really good for the mind, connects the mind and the body. Bring a little bit of fluidity, so soft elbows. You're going to open your arms out to the side. So some of you might come a little bit closer to the floor, but you're not probably touching the floor if you're in heart bed. And then you're bringing the index and the thumbs towards one another. So originate the movement from heart out through fingers and then bring it back to heart. Good. If you want to release your head and nourish the eyes, Then you can turn your head to the side as you open the arms. And as the arms come back together, head into center. Now feel, does it feel better to exhale when you open the arms and inhale back together? Or does it feel better to inhale, open the arms and exhale back together? You choose, but your back of your ribs is staying heavy onto the bolster, even a little bit of leaning into the bolster or the floor with your rib cage. Feel your feet, feel the gentle leaning of the ball. Mhm. Good. Wiggle the middle, the ring, and the pinky fingers so they're not so stiff. A little bit softer there. Yeah. Even out the head movements. Bringing the head and the arms back to center, releasing the hand gesture, wiggling the fingers, turn the palms to face one another, then turn the palms of the hands to face the wall behind you. So you see when you look up the palms of your hands. Now we're just going to go right into Earth Mudra today. So we're going to take thumb and we're going to touch it to our ring finger. That becomes an equal leaning, thumb into ring. The other fingers, index, middle, and pinky, you're going to wiggle them. You want them to remain soft. You want to remain open and fluid through the arms. So let the elbows bend. Good. Once again, you're going to open the arms out to the side, keeping the palms facing towards the back wall. Pinky side of the hands is coming towards one another. They don't need to touch. Equally lean both rib cages into the bolster, into the floor. If you choose to move your head, I want you to really look from side to side, and then I want you to notice your gaze drawing a half moon circle across the ceiling and then following each arm out to the side. So you might follow left arm, it comes up, follow right arm. Okay, this helps to regulate our nervous system. It helps to release the muscles in the back of the neck, the skull, connect to our vagus nerve. This is your last movement. You flow and you feel this as many times as you want. Okay, when you're ready, the arms will release down, palms will face up. Now you have a choice here. You can stay here. You can even take the ball out from in between the thighs. You can walk the soles of the feet together and come into butterfly pose. So some people, this is going to feel really good for you. Some people might just leave the knees bent, and some of you might just want to come off the bolster and just lie back down on the floor. Hey, I always leave a little bit of space at the end for you to choose. What do I need? So, is there some movements that are inspirationally coming in and your body asks you to move a certain way to complete your practice? Sometimes there's just stillness in your body, just wants you to lie still. Remember, you can put the bolster underneath the back of the knees, the upper thighs, and allow the legs to extend. You can do a soft twist. Take some breaths in the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Last check in for our practice right now as we pause for a couple minutes. Allow the earth to hold you as you let the fluid nature of water just flow through you, feeling that hydration aspect that we brought in today. We do every class. Being in the here and the now, letting your breath breathe you as the earth gently holds you. Eyes may close, lips and teeth and mouth are soft, spacious in the body, ease in the skin. Noticing in these moments when we find this place at the end of practice, this integration. This is when our heart really has moments of singing. Sometimes we notice emotion, sometimes we notice stillness, sometimes there's moments of wisdom. And there's a piece that I wanted to share with you as I do in all my classes. And I'll share it with the recording. I don't have the author of this one. It's okay if this is your second, third, or fourth time relearning the same lesson. It's okay if it's your second, third, or fourth time relearning the same lesson. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a loop. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a loop. You come back to the same place with a little bit more clarity each time. Don't shame yourself for being back in the same feelings. You're not stuck. Just still becoming. You're just still becoming. You're not stuck. You're just still becoming. Take a few more breaths here. Hmm. Take this wholeness, integrated feeling with you as you slowly start to wiggle body and fingers, toes, arms, legs. Take deeper breaths. Let them out your mouth. Stretch, yawn, move intuitively. Start to allow you to become to a little bit more of an alive, awakened state. You choose which side your body wants you to roll over on if you've been on your back. And you pause if you wish, and then you're going to come and sit. So you sit however you want. If seated cross-legged works, or one leg in, one leg out. Sometimes I was seated with both legs out. You choose. Arms out to the side, palms face forward, nice and tall through the spine. Exhale out the mouth when you're ready. Ah. Inhale, gather up energy as you reach your arms up. As your palms touch, receive that energy as you draw it in through skull, face, throat, heart, belly, pelvis, leg. Inhale, reach it up again. Exhale, receive it through whole body. One last time. Exhale, receive it. Pause at your heart with your hands. Let your thumbs rest on your sternum, your heart center. Feel the evenness of right hand pressing into left and left into right. You soften the shoulder. Feel your breath. Notice your body. Let your eyes slowly open if they've been closed. May you move throughout your day with ease and strength. Thank you for being here. Mm.